All right. That's how every episode is going to start with that. So we'll wait for viewers.
Okay. Hold on, it's not loading for me. Let's redo. There you are.
All right. So I'm live now. And I'm sideways, so I'm good?
You're the right way.
Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight's lessons learned. I was going to do this Sunday. Didn't work out too well. But now we're going to do it tonight on Wednesday. Wasted Wednesdays, hump day. Gotta love it. My co-host, she was going to try to duck out of this one, but she's here.
Matthew said your face is getting fat, my man.
Hey, it's just age. I just age gracefully. But, so tonight, what I mentioned was going to be childhood trauma and how it affects adult behaviors and influences interpersonal relationships. So, where can we start? I'll start with me.
Childhood.
We'll start with childhood. Let's start in the early days of Doc Mo. I grew up in a 10-acre ranch, and we had 60 head of cattle, 2 horses.
We open the door for a run. Sorry, go.
And,
You're getting clowned on for your cheeks, dude. I think it's
hey,
weird.
what else? No, it's because I've been getting sun. The Mexicans coming out.
Chipmunk.
The sun's coming out. So, anywho. So, I grew up that. My mom was from Mexico. She came over. She married my stepdad. He was this white boy from Arkansas. Like, the most racist dude you'll ever fucking meet. But, you know, it just happened that way. And so, growing up.
How old are you when they married?
Shit.
Or got together?
I think I was like the ring bearer when I was like 5. So
How long were they together from then? I mean, before then?
I think it was like 10 years. Because they started getting divorced when I was 13, 14.
No, before they got married, how long were they together?
Oh.
Like, when did he come into your
Shit.
life initially?
That's
Your
earlier than,
racist white stepdad.
that's earlier than I can remember.
Okay. So, first memories, he was around.
First memories, he was always around.
Okay.
So, you know, growing up, and what I'd say about people and whatnot, you got to think about it. It's like how you grew up, you're normal.
That's your foundation.
That's your foundation. That sets you up for the rest of your life. Well, what if your normal isn't normal, or was it unhealthy, or it's really like bad, but you don't have any concept? That's your reference. That is your standard. And you're like, well, I guess, you know, mom's still sticking around. I guess that's how you're supposed to treat your wife, or that's how I'm supposed to act like a wife, or that's what I want to see in a partner, you know. And then people would start misconstruing about their self-respect and their ego and their pride. They're just like, well, if you're not controlling me, if you're not jealous, you don't care. That's not love, because that's what I grew up with, and it doesn't match. And then you just look at them and you're like, oh, you're so blue. Like, that's terrible. Like, you're taking no self-responsibility whatsoever, no accountability, so what else?
A company,
What?
is a company 1C or 2C?
2 C's. But anywho, so I grew up like that, and hey, lo and behold, my fucking stepdad was a racist alcoholic. Like, that's who he was. Like,
How do you treat your mom?
oh, terrible, real subjective. And he got domestic with her and whatnot. And so you got to deal with that as a kid. You're like, man, I'm so fucking powerless. I can't really do anything to protect my mom. So you combat that. And then he's just like a fearful figure. Because he's really volatile. You don't know how he's going to act.
You tiptoe.
Yeah, you had to tiptoe. You had to walk on eggshells. And that's shitty growing up doing that. Because then my mom starts doing something and she tries to integrate me into her lie. And she's like, hey, if you ask, fucking do this. And you're like,
Ew.
okay, that's loyalty. Like, that's mom. Sure.
And mom's is teaching you to lie.
Yeah, mom's teaching you how to lie. And then she could get real upset when you lie to her. Like,
That's not confusing.
that's really confusing. I don't understand a standard. So, when they divorced in middle school, it hit me hard because what it was a loss of security, a loss of stability.
Like
Like
12-ish?
12, 13.
That's a rough
And so,
age.
yeah, because you're coming of age, you're starting to learn about your emotions, you're learning about your hormones, whatnot, but you're trying to figure out your identity. And so you go off of your environment. All right, cool. But when you come home, it's a fucking wreck because you got two people acting like they're kids, but they're your parents. They're supposed to be showing you how to live, and you have a shitty fucking standard, and you're like, man, this sucks.
Like, not a popular opinion, but I feel like you should have to have a license or some kind of accreditation to be a parent.
To be a parent? Oh,
Yeah.
I completely agree.
Like, not a popular opinion.
Like, it's not a popular opinion.
But you should have
Because
to
it sounds
take
kind of,
classes.
it kind of sounds like
A little.
kind of Hitlerish, you know. But you know, if you don't, well, me, if I want to get really red pill and crazy and
Dan
native,
wants to know what the code word is for when to take a drink of his beer.
take a drink of his beer.
Yeah, like drinking game.
Oh, a drinking
Y'all
game.
pick one.
I gotta pick one.
No, they can pick one.
Does anybody want to get a keyword?
Trauma.
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 Trauma. You're gonna get really drunk.
Rodney Roberts. Rodney Roberts said when I get to Houston, I'm going to guest star on your show. We're in Dallas now. Almost.
Yeah, I'm in Dallas now. I'm not in Houston anymore.
Just south of Dallas.
But like I was saying, it's just so it was just that loss. And even though he was the worst example,
He's what you had.
that's all I got. And on the real side, I guess I understood when I was young is that I'm not his kid. He just stepped up to the plate. He loved mom, and he's raising a kid that's not his. Like, that takes a lot because I'm a real loyalty, like blood, like you know, it's my kid.
Did he make you did he make that known when you were growing up? Like, hey, I didn't have to do this.
No,
You're
but
not my kid.
but the thing is, like, the racist side of him.
Okay.
Imagine your stepfather, the only father figure you have, and he's calling you a fucking sorry ass wetback, a liar, cheater, stealer. You're gonna be like the rest of your race. You're not gonna amount to anything. Growing up, like, that's not cool. First of all, like, that's not cool. Second of all, you're an
Hey,
idiot. Like,
Hey,
you're
Bobby, just hurts, buddy.
But I was like, man, fuck you. Man, fuck you. But to have him say that, I was like, bro, you're drunk. Like, you don't work. You just live on this farm rent free because it's a family friends.
No.
And we're the land caretakers.
Stop.
So it's like you're getting a free ride and you want to fucking act like you're fucking, high and mighty.
Sub-Sub?
Yeah, so, all right, so you skip forward. That marriage ended. All right, cool. Well, I guess on my mom's side of the house, she was like, well, I missed out on my 20s, so we're going to make up for it. Good luck, Javi. Like, you're 14. Get out there and be somebody.
Kicked out the nest.
She was like, here's a phone because if I lose track of you, I go to jail. So just legality issues, like if you really need me. But she went and did her own thing. So now I'm running the streets by myself. And then I didn't know it. I was just a red pill operator because I was just full of trauma, childhood trauma, and it just grew me up quick. And I was just like, all right, who am I going to fucking hang out with?
So let's address some of that childhood trauma. Mom, take a drink. Of course we're drinking.
Everybody.
Someone said, wait, are we drinking?
Yeah, trauma. Trauma's the key word.
No, mom. Mom's the key word.
Mom's the key word?
Mom's the key word.
Man.
Everybody's gonna get drunk.
Everyone's going to get drunk if I say mom because that was like my primary figure.
Okay, so let's address some of this trauma.
Okay.
So, racist stepdad.
Yes.
What else?
He basically showed me what not to do as an adult or a father.
Okay, but you took that and changed it into I'm not gonna repeat this. Like, I'm gonna
break the cycle. Like,
Right.
This sucks. And I feel like with a lot of blue pills, well, any trauma whatsoever, you could either let it destroy you or define you. If you let it destroy you, that's when you just go off the deep end and go native because it's fucking with you. It's fucking with your head and you can't let go of it. You can't understand it. So you're just like, fuck it. This is my reason. And it sucks because a lot of blue pills will justify their shitty behavior to other people. Oh, because I went through this. That was 20 years ago, bro. Like, you're an adult. So
pull it together.
let's pull together.
Do you think it's always a choice to pull it together? Or do you think that there's some things that you can't?
You can and cannot with certain things. I feel like you can integrate it, and when you integrate it, okay, yeah, she's
Anyway.
crazy, but it's just the basic human psyche. It's like you want to prevent the same mistake from happening. All right, so how did it happen? I played into it. They sold me on a lie. Whatever, I didn't see it, and then I got fucked.
Let's talk about being sold on a lie. Javi.
What?
So, what was the...
A sold on a lie?
Yeah.
Oh no.
If you don't want to address it, we don't have to go there yet.
All right, so the story went that my biological father didn't want me. He didn't want me. He got my mom knocked up, gave her $500, and
Who told you this story?
my mother actually.
Okay.
Well,
Mother
it wasn't.
counts as mom,
It wasn't
by
my.
the way.
It wasn't
There
my.
you
It wasn't my mom. It was actually my aunt. Because when I first heard this story, I was 13 in Mexico, like celebrating New Year's.
Let's fill everyone in. Pretend you didn't tell me this story. Come here.
So I'm in Tijuana. I'm 13. I'm getting a little drunk. Like that's my
As
first
one
time.
does in
Oh,
Tijuana at
as
13.
a Mexican male, like in my culture, you get exposed to alcohol early. But
Pete, open
next
the door,
thing you
please.
know, my aunt's trashed. My aunt is trashed, and she's just like, "Hey, Javi, she's like, I'm so glad your mom kept you." And I was like,
Okay.
excuse me? I was like, wait a minute, am I missing a part of this story? And she goes to tell me, she's like, yeah, your real dad knocked her up, gave her $500, and then left. And she wanted to, take care of you. But we convinced her not to, and you were born, and it's worked out, basically.
Here you are.
Here you are,
Here
13
you are,
years.
Midlothian.
So I was just like, So I asked my mom, like, hey, man, WTF, mate? Like, what's going on?
Heard a little something.
I heard a little something, something. A little birdie told me something. And she's like, yeah, that's how it went. This, that, and the other. So now, growing up, during 13, that
Horrible.
turbulent age, now I got abandonment issues.
Dan said knock two up.
What?
Dan said knock two up. Mom. He wants to drink more.
Oh, you want to drink? So my mom, she, so she perpetuated it. She corroborated it. And I was like, all right, I guess that's the deal.
So you're told at 13 that your biological dad knocked your mom up and then said, here's $500, get rid of it. And she decided to keep you.
Yes.
Just paraphrasing.
Yes.
Okay.
Did you keep the $500?
Yes. She bought diapers and shit.
There
with
was
it.
no 500. I'm about to tell your story. Anyway, fast forward.
So fast forward, I meet my biological father when I'm 18 on a trip to Mexico, and my mom didn't tell me.
Mom.
And she was like, hey, you're going to go down and see your grandma and your auntie, have fun.
And you got surprised by dad.
Oh, he's there at the airport. And I'm just like looking at this dude. I'm like,
18.
Yeah, I'm 18. And I'm just looking at it. I've already been to basic training at this point.
Oh my
Like,
God.
I've already been exposed to the world.
So
Yeah.
you're pretty much a badass.
I was pretty much a badass. I went through BCT. I was private first class Morelos. But next thing you know, this dude's there. And I'm just like, okay, well, what's going on? Like, can somebody fill me in?
You look an awful lot like me.
You look like me, so I can see where I got the nose and the ears. All right, cool. But, and I'm just like, what's going on? And they're like, oh, your mom didn't tell you. You're supposed to spend 2 days with me and 3 days with them. And I'm like, no, she didn't tell me. Like,
Did you do it?
yeah, I did it.
Were you excited about it? Or
I
were you
was
just like,
really indifferent about it when I first started off because I was like, I don't know this dude. But then he introduced me to my half brothers, and I'm like, what's up, niggies? like, we related. And so, and then next thing you know, this dude's lurking right now. So
He's running around naked.
we're on Facebook Live. I'll get banned. so, I get to know these kids and whatever. But whatever. All right, skip forward. Now I'm 26.
Wait, no. So,
No,
wait.
but this is the path. This is the path of that story. So now I'm 26.
That's when you.
And that's when I was drunk at Thanksgiving
Oh.
at my auntie's house. And,
Mom. I'm just sit there.
yeah, Mom.
Mom.
But I was sitting there, I was like, look, man, I was really fucked up. Like, I was drunk. And I was like, look, man, on the real, I don't care. I just want to know the truth. What happened between you and Mom? Like, was she like a side piece and you got her knocked up and you kind of dipped out? Or what happened? Because that's the story I got. And I just want to know from your point of view at your age, because now I'm approaching your age. He was 28, she was 20. I know, weird. But, and so I was like, I'm approaching your age. So I'm trying to understand it from your point of view, because honestly, I can't see it. So I don't know what's going on. And so he was like, no, man. He's like, I got your mom knocked up. And he's like, and then I couldn't find her work here. So I went to Mexico for like 6 months. And I was going to get money and come back. He's like, well, when I came back, she was already with your stepdad. And she ended up marrying him and told me to stay away. And I'm like, all right, well, somebody's bullshitting. Like, I don't like to be lied to.
Somebody's lying.
Somebody's lying to me. And it's somebody like figurehead. Like, this is going to be earth shattering to my psyche. Like, so I called my mom. It was like midnight on Thanksgiving for Black Friday. And I was like, hey, man.
Talk about Black Friday.
Yeah. But I was just like, hey, man, check it out. I got this story. I know this story. So who's fucking lying to me? Because I'm a little irritated right now. And she's like, oh, it's me. She's like, I want to get sympathy from the family. And I met your stepdad. And I just saw that as a free ride. And I was like...
She just straight said, I saw
Straight
that as
it.
a free ride.
Yeah, straight up. And I was like, word. Because when she divorced my stepdad, when I was actually like the defining factor, I was like, bro, he's verbally abused me. Like, he's domestic with you. Like, why are we here?
So
What-
you stood up to your mom and said
Yeah,
that
I
at
went up to
13
her and
years
I was
old?
like, why are we here? What are we doing? And
Like,
she
what
goes,
is all this?
what is all this? Because this doesn't look pleasant to you. Like, you know, it's not pleasant to me. And she's just like, well, I wanted you to have a father figure. And I'm like, wrong fucking father figure, man. Like, that's not the standard. So now I question your self-respect. And now I'm losing belief and faith in you. Like, but that's what it was. So now, with those abandonment issues, growing up, now I have a perpetuated lie for 27 years of my life. From my mom.
From your mom.
From my mom. Like, when you're a kid, mom's God. She feeds you, she nurtures you, she hugs you.
Right. We do
Does
it all.
everything.
We do it all.
We do. She's a jack of all trades.
Correct.
Does it all.
Yeah.
She's God.
I am one.
She's God.
Yeah.
And God just fucking lied to you, dude, for your entire life. Like, now, all right, so now we venture on all that childhood trauma to adult relationships. How do I get faith in people? Why? Why should I? I don't understand. My mom lied to me my entire life.
You know my theory on that.
Well, it's just saying, it's like, that is the out the gate concept. And you're like, what?
Peter, dog,
But
door.
what I appreciate about the red, coming up with that red pill concept and that outer rings concept is just like, I was just insecure. Like, I was really scared. I didn't know what to fucking expect. Really got disappointed, and now my faith was shook. I'm shook. Like, I don't know what to do. So you try not to use those examples against other people, because every person is their own unique person. They've gone through their own shit.
I don't think everybody takes it like that, though. I don't think everybody's going to be like, oh.
But they don't have to.
You individually made this
But you don't
choice.
have to. Because as a blue pill, you're not going to see that. All you care about is you. Rule number one, I'm number one. Like, I'm going to take care of me. And so if I have to get out of pocket...
David Hall said, hey, brother.
What's up, man? But you get out of pocket, well, that's how you gain attention. That's how you gain your way, because maybe that's how you grew up. Maybe that's just how it worked out. And you've been around people. You surrounded yourself with people that would enable that behavior, which is really not cool.
What, getting attention?
Well, just like doing the things to get attention.
Oh, right.
Oh, I'm just so drunk and getting topless. Like, all right. Like,
Okay, listen, we've all had
You're-
that moment,
you're
okay?
I know you're feeling yourself, girl, and I'm just I appreciate the view. I appreciate
I really
it.
do.
But someone needs to take you home. Like, because if nobody takes you home, I'm going to take you home. Like,
Any takers?
like, any takers, like, before this shit begins. But,
Okay, so how do you feel like that? So your dad dipped, your stepdad, whoa, and then your mom, a lot of woes.
my mom was just a blue pill operator.
But you have a good relationship with your mom now.
Well,
right?
I just love her. I love her to death. I just
Right.
have that loyalty. You know, that primal loyalty that's like, you're my mom, dude. All right, got it. And then the older I got and the more red pill I got, I was like, I can't hold that against you because you literally didn't know what the fuck you're doing.
Well, if you look at it from, like, you just said, like, okay, I don't, like, question your self-respect, whatever. Your mom was in an abusive relationship where she got
Yes.
your ass beat,
yes.
right? So that's her trauma.
That's her trauma.
How do you deal with that? as
Well,
a
then
female?
I can't.
Like,
I can't use that against her. Or,
Right.
you know, I can't look down on her because she didn't know any better. Obviously, she had
could
that.
have made better choices.
She could have made
but-
better choices. Maybe she had more self-respect and more self-discipline. She could have removed herself from that, even though it might have been chaotic and an unknown endeavor. She could have done it. She had the choice. At any given time, she had the choice.
I feel like when you're talking about somebody though who's being physically abused like that, like it totally changes the game. Like we talked about this with relationships. Like you don't stay in a relationship that you're not benefiting from. Nobody does.
Right.
You leave once your benefits run out.
Right.
But I think that the game changer is when there's abuse because that's
Well,
different.
yeah, because there's two elements of that abuse. One is the abuser. All right, he's abusing you to what? He feels weak, insecure, and he uses physical force to subject somebody to feel that power, that validation. Is that what he's doing? All right, now look at the abuse. Why are they still there? Like, obviously, this is a red flag. So why are you there? Is he paying your bills? Is he providing you a place to stay? What is the reason?
I think it changes from benefit, I think in that relationship situation, it changes from you're staying because you're benefiting to you're staying because you're trapped. Like you're staying because.
But you're never trapped.
But in your head, when you're getting your ass kicked,
Yeah,
you're trapped.
Someone can subject you to making you feel trapped,
Yes.
and that's called manipulation.
Okay, correct.
They can incept that idea in your mind that I control everything,
Right.
and what I say goes. And if you don't follow the rules, it's going to be painful.
When did you get to a point where you were like, I mean, obviously when you're 13, that's a big deal, like going to your mom and being like, why are we doing this? Like, what's happening right now? But when did you get to a point where you like, because for me, like, I got to a point where I felt that switch. Like, know where I'm standing, where I was, what time of day it was, what I was wearing. Like, did you ever have that moment where you were just like, I'm a different person, we're going to do this my way now. Like, this is all going to be different. Because you said when you were growing up, like, you were...
I think it was just one of those things that was ingrained in me because I was raised primarily by my uncle who was a Marine, and then also my grandparents, my stepdad's grandparents.
So you had other influences.
I had other influences. Like my stepdad's grandparents, they're from the South. They're from Arkansas. Dude, the most humble motherfucker, like God-fearing, like prime example. Like how to just conduct yourself with people. So I had that. So I always say I got my sweet side from my grandma because my grandma is a little Southern Belle. She's my little angel, so I love her to death. I'll kill a fucking village for that woman. But I got that from her, you know, and she would just be like, oh, you know, chill out, it's not that serious, blah, blah. But she came from a different generation, from a different culture,
Right.
where everybody was just chill with each other. But nowadays, you just got people cutthroat.
Yeah, it's not
And it fucking
nowadays.
sucks.
Okay, so all this childhood trauma, right?
hmm
Is there anything else that you want to add to that childhood trauma?
No, I just like to, I mean, what's nuts is that sexual abuse in childhood, that's a lot more rampant than I fucking thought. I thought those were really isolated events. But apparently that's like
No.
really fucking common.
Yeah.
Uncomfortably common.
Mm-hmm.
And I would run into that, and I'd have females, and they're just like, hey, some of them, they just offer it. They're just like, hey, I want you this. This is why I'm being a piece of shit. So you can't blame me. And you're like, all right, shut up. Like, you're being a dumbass. You're not being an adult. Like, what else? But then you come across it when they're just like real timid about it, and they kind of tell you just to see what happens. And you're like, bro, that's fucked up. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you went through that. Like, that sucks. Like, I don't know. I can't relate to that because I didn't go through it, but that sounds fucking shitty. Like, I'm sorry. Like, is there any? Can I buy you ice cream? Like, can I make you feel better? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what to do right now because this is really traumatic. It's traumatic to hear.
Can I buy you ice cream?
But I feel like all those traumas, they gear up to your adult behavior and how you perform, like, it's how you
100%.
are.
Yeah.
And that's why I go to the blue pill, red pill. You know, I was raised by blues, but I was a red, and I figured it out. But there's also reds that get raised by blues that they feel like an outcast. They feel like they're just not part of the group because they're not.
You never fit in.
You never fit. You're the black sheep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm redefining black sheep. Is that you're the only red pill in a blue pill family.
Yep.
And you're like, this is not cool. I don't like this. This is dumb.
Uncomfortable.
I am uncomfortable. Slightly irritated. But
Okay, so then how does that then, like, affect, adolescence, going through puberty, and then how you...
it depends on how you take it because you can go extreme spectrums. I'm a success story. I figured it out. You got kids that kill themselves in fucking their teens. They quit. They're like, this is too much. I cannot process this. I'm out. So you have those two spectrums, and then you got everybody in between. So how do you go through it? Do you let it define you, or you let it destroy you until you're, what, 40? Or you let
Is
it...
that pointed at anyone?
No, I just dated a lot of women in their fucking 40s, and they still act blue pill like they're 18. But, or do you, like, just accept it? You just wake up, let it define you. You're like, yeah, this happened to me. It fucking sucked. Actually, I have some control measures now in
Let's
place
talk about that.
that I will prevent that mistake from happening.
Let's talk about control measures. 'Cause
Control
I think
measures.
That's something everybody misses. Well, not everybody, but
It's
most
just,
people.
I think a lot of people try to please each other, and they just try to use soft language to communicate it. But honestly, they're being passive aggressive, or they're just beating around the bush, and they're not being clear. So it gets misinterpreted, and it gets misunderstood. And so they go off of what they're assuming until it's just this situation that was never fucking there, but you just created it.
Give me an example of a control measure that you currently have in place.
My control measure currently have in place,
I know they're everywhere.
oh man, I have so many. All right, single moms.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm dating you and you want to introduce me to your kids less than 9 months after dating, I have a problem. That lets me know that you're not all there, or you're looking for a father figure for your kids, or I'm just filling a void because you're codependent and you feel like you need a man in your life to fucking make you feel.
What is it
happy.
about them introducing their kids? Like, what?
That's unsafe. That is
For who?
unsafe. You don't. So you're telling me in 2 weeks you know who the fuck I am from the core out. You know what I'm capable of in 2 weeks, and you want to introduce me to your fucking kids? What? Like, what? You don't know if I'm a pedo. You don't know if I'm fucking psycho. You don't know if I fucking peel people's skins off just for fun, like, as a weekend activity. Like, you haven't figured that out about me. You know? It's like it's the darker side of 50 Shades of Grey. Like, oh, I'm not into BDSM. I'm into, like, snuff films. You know what I mean? Like, no.
You don't know me.
You don't know me. You don't know my life. You don't know my story. Like, wake up. You know, like, just
And
like...
so then what happens? They try to introduce you and you're like, okay, done.
I'm like, nah, that's not okay. And they're like, well, if you cared about me, you'd want to meet my kids.
We're
and
a
I'm
package
like,
deal.
we're a package deal. And I'm like, you're missing the fucking point. Like, you don't know who the fuck I am, bro. Like,
And so that's your control measure is if that happens, you...
I feel unsafe.
Yeah.
At any given time, you can fucking compromise my security and get me killed. No, absolutely not. Like, obviously you don't know OPSEC. You don't know how to, you don't know operational security. So I'm gonna have to cut you loose there, girl. Good job, candidate. Better luck next
Better luck
time.
next time. Okay, so then you figure out how to put control measures in place, and that has helped you
Yes. Did I talk about
protect yourself.
Did
from
I talk
more
about the
trauma.
checkpoint system?
Negative.
Checkpoint system is a genius, and I
Okay.
came up with it when I was in jail, when I had a lot of time to think. Every basic relation, y'all about to hit some truth. Who's watching right now? Just 6 people.
I can't see the
They're about to
thing.
they're about to see some fucking truth. The checkpoint system of dating that I created is ingenious. Because at every relationship, you have to integrate certain things about each other. And they're real basic. Religion,
Ooh.
family planning, career goals, definitions of loyalty and integrity and faithfulness, what that means to you. And then
None of that's basic.
no, those are basic. You can achieve all these what I
That's
call
intricate.
my 6 month probation period, where you don't get the title of
Did
boyfriend
all y'all
girlfriend.
know that there's a 6-month probation period?
No,
with
I
all
just
these?
implemented it with me. You're not going to get the title. I'm not going to post you up on my social media. No, it's my time to get to know you. So, religion.
Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about religion. I'm agnostic. I believe in a higher power, but I don't like organized religion because it's easily corruptible. Look at all the preachers and fucking fathers of Catholics. Just, pedo, fucking...
I was about to say pedo.
Stealing millions from fucking people, like, you're still a man, bro. Like, read the book.
Read the book.
Read the book. So,
How were you raised?
I was raised Southern Baptist, and then when I went through the divorce stage, I was atheist, and then I was agnostic.
Your mom's divorced?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then when I got with my ex Colleen, my toxic relationship of 6 years, I tried to reinsert back into Catholicism because she was a hardcore Catholic.
Cute.
It's always the Bible thumpers that are the most
Always.
hypocritical motherfuckers, dude.
They're horrendous.
They're the
I'm
bluest.
sorry, I'm not trying to offend anybody.
The
Love y'all.
bluest of pills. I'm trying to offend all y'all. Like, fuck
I'm a
all
preacher's
y'all.
kid, so I can say it.
Yeah, preacher's kid, so you got the experience. But
Also an atheist.
I'm just saying, like, with me, I'm agnostic because the older I get, I come into contact with people that at that point in time, they had gone through so much that now they're willing to listen. And I come across them and I'm telling them stuff and they're like, that makes sense.
Okay, but here's my thing: is there's no way that as much shitty things that have happened that there could be a reason for this.
I think there is a reason.
Negative.
I think there's a reason.
We're gonna part ways on that.
All right, that's fine. Because I'll go agnostic on you. The way I dealt with death of my buddy in Iraq, I didn't understand it. I was like, I don't get it. Like, that's not cool. The way I dealt with it, I was like, well, whenever you're done here, you earn your ticket up. You got to do something while you're here. I don't know. Nobody knows. But you got to do something here. You earn your ticket up? All right, I'm out. All right, cool. I was always taught that if you're a good dude, fucking you go out peacefully in your sleep, like painless, like, the good way to go. But then I learned in combat is that, yeah, the way they die and how it looks and how it affects you, that's actually a lesson on you. You have to go through that. That's part of your journey. So even when you die, you're still imparting a piece of yourself in other people. It's all the people you touch. It's all the people you came in contact that actually cared about you, that showed you love that even your family wouldn't show you. Like, it surpassed that. Like, you had a connection with somebody, and it's going to affect them. It's going to affect them for the rest of their life because they're going to remember the times with you, what you taught them, what they taught you, and just a lesson of it all. Plain and simple. Like, that's clear cut. That's nobody ego, nobody pride. Like, you're supposed to affect other people.
Agree to disagree. Okay, this will be another episode, I feel like.
Oh, hey, we'll
okay,
get
so
into that.
religion. That's where you
Okay, so
started.
religion. So we're talking about the checkpoints.
Yes.
So religion. If you can't coincide, you can't coincide. At some point, that's going to matter.
That's huge.
That's huge.
You can't. I don't feel like you can be together and have
You can't.
different theological.
I mean, you
ideas.
can if you're accepting of each other, because a Christian can accept an atheist and just be like, "You'll find God one day, but whatevs, I still love you."
But if that's fundamentally how you live your life, like I feel like that's
Yeah.
so huge.
That will lead to friction,
Yeah.
and that will lead to a breaking point. All right, family planning. You want kids? I want kids. You don't want kids? Nah, it's not gonna work, because eventually I'm gonna want kids. So, you know, I gotta.
Checkpoint.
I'm gonna have kids. That's a checkpoint. Career goals. Are you comfortable with whatever career goals or aspirations each other has? Cool, whatever. Loyalty, faithfulness. Like, this is not an open relationship. Like, this is committed. Like, this is monogamous. You know, like, what do you understand? And you do it softly. All this checkpoints, you do it softly. You're just like, hey, what do you believe in, by the way? You know, like.
Isn't that like why you date people?
Right, that's the dating fucking system, but this is refined. So,
This is genius.
my final checkpoint is, how do you perform under stress? Because in 6 months' time, something will happen, whether it be family related, work related.
Yeah, 6 months is a
Something
good
will
time.
happen that
Right.
you're just going to stress you the fuck out.
Right.
So how do you perform under stress? Do I turn to your punching bag? Do you talk shit to me? Do you treat me like shit? Do you isolate yourself? You don't really want to talk? Are you a different person? Like,
Do you go to church?
do you go to church?
Do I
Do you
stay
start
home?
drinking? Like, do you binge drink? Like, do you do like a gram of blow? Like, what do you do? Like, I need to figure out what you do under stress. And if it's tolerable, then cool. That's the final
Ian
checkpoint.
said less than 6 months in all caps. Ian James.
So what I'm saying is just like, 6 month probation period. You're not going to get that from me. You're not going to see me post you on my fucking social. Because what does it look like to me if I'm dating and I have different girls every 3 fucking weeks? Like, I'm not going to paint that image of me like, sorry. I'm going to date you. And if I think it's potentially serious, then cool. When you get that final checkpoint and you get blessed off by Doc Mo, then yeah, you're my girlfriend. Facebook official, whatever the fuck you want. Whatever makes you happy, like, whatever, man. But
You help
at
me,
any
son.
given time, you reach that checkpoint and it is not compromisable. All right, well, this stops. Now you offer them the choice, because you're an adult and you can clearly communicate. Hey, man, if you want to continue this physically, cool, but it's not going to go any more than that. We're not emotionally invested. So if you want to be an adult and just have casual encounters, cool. I'm down. I got nothing else going on in my schedule.
Casual encounters.
Casual encounter,
That's
whatever.
all
But
Craigslist.
if you come across a boyfriend, I come across a girlfriend, this is going to stop. And if you try to get emotionally invested while this is happening and I identify it, this is going to stop.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
Or you could say, hey, you're not my cup of tea. Later, if you want to be friends, cool. We'll get Starbucks on a fucking random Wednesday after like 2 years not seeing each other. But like, you know, like, whatevs. But you can be friends, cool. Maybe you can share some knowledge, you know, chop
How
it up.
often does that work out for you? Where you're like, hey, look, this isn't, like, we're not going anywhere with this, but we can still, like, have
It's-
physical relationships.
It's worked 100% of the time to protect my emotional state. I know exactly.
That was not the answer I was
I
expecting.
know exactly where I stand, and I
Okay,
will
I
clearly
like that.
communicate exactly where I stand, because I'm not trying to mislead you. I'm not trying to lead you on. I'm not trying to be a player. I'm just an OG fuckboy, but I just tell you how it is. Like, this is what I expect. These are my boundaries. Enjoy it or not. This is supply and demand. The product sells itself. Like,
This one's on me.
this one's on me. This is a free trial.
Percentage of females that take you up on that offer.
50-50, honestly. It depends on their mindset and what they're doing. Some will try to attempt to do the physical, but they will get emotionally invested.
Yeah.
And then I cut it, and then they like lose their shit. And I'm like, bro, what'd you think? Like, this wasn't a challenge to make me fall in love with you. I was telling you exactly what the fuck I'm telling you. Like,
Challenge accepted.
challenge. Oh, he's gonna fall in love. No, I'm not. I'm not. You think I am? I'm not. Like, I'm not. I've already mentally blocked everything. I can separate church from state. the emotional to the physical, I can separate that.
I'm crying.
Why are you crying?
I'm laughing so hard.
What's the viewer saying? Where are we at? We got 9
Ian
viewers.
James said, I'll start about. Ian James said, "You hoeing son," and Ian Derbyshire. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Okay. Bring Artie Sims to date 1. That must be an inside joke.
That's a military joke.
Okay, so then, now what? Okay, so that was your checkpoint for 6 months. After 6 months, what happens?
Then we see where it goes. We'll see how we perform as a committed relationship.
Alright, lady, I'm going to bed.
All right, I'll be there in a minute.
Because for some reason, some people, I mean, I found it with my ex-wife, is that once you attain the title or you attain that, oh, I'm done. Like, I don't need to do shit. Like, I'm supposed to get this magic box called marriage that gives me all these wonderful things without putting in work. And that's what I saw. And I was like, bro, that's disrespectful and that is offensive because, you know, I'm fucking still working at this and you're just relaxing. You're getting complacent. And I was like, complacency kills, dude. Once you get so chill and relaxed, that's when you die. That's when you get killed. You're just too relaxed. You're not fucking alert. So you have to watch out for that. You got to see how they act.
And then you gotta make your choice.
You got to make your choice. Can I live with that? Can I compromise with that? If a girl ever came up to me and be like, we need to have a joint Facebook account, I'd be like, fuck off. Like, this is now physical. It's up to you. You can either take it or leave it. This is supply and demand. You ever taken Economics 101?
You should have that in your checkpoint system.
Economics
that's
101.
One of your checkpoints. We are not having a joint Facebook account.
We are not having a joint Facebook account. Every time we see a joint Facebook, all right, who cheated? Like, why you guys
Everybody
joined?
thinks that.
Like, who was it?
Trust issues.
Trust issues. You just screaming trust issues and insecurities. Oh my god.
So then what is the point of even, like, being in a committed relationship with all of this other shit that you're talking about? Like, oh, why would anybody want to do that?
Because they make the choice. Because you talk about childhood trauma. What if you went through something that you never felt loved? And a lot of people
So then that's just...
a lot of people get in abusive relationships and just fucked up relationships because this is the love I think I deserve, and this is a love that I'm getting that's a lot better than what I grew up with. So it's got to be good.
Okay, I was thinking about that in the car today because we talk about that a lot.
Yes.
Like, this is the love that I think I deserve. So I was driving around and I was thinking about, what if it's not that it's the love that someone thinks they deserve, but it's just what they're used to, that's their foundation, that's
Right,
their
the normal.
So it's uncomfortable if it's any other way. So it's not like, oh, I only think I deserve this, but it's like, wait, this is what's comfortable.
Right, because that's
it
what
could go either way.
because now you're talking about familiarity and
Right.
comfortability. You know what to expect. If
Yeah.
you see that type of pattern of behavior, like I can relate, I grew up with that, I know exactly how to work around that.
Mm-hmm.
But in the end of the day, it's still unhealthy and it's still toxic. Like, you don't need
No
that.
argument there.
You don't need it. Like, it sucks. Like, you love to live in high anxiety and walk on eggshells every day of your life? Yeah? All right, man. Good luck. Good luck not eating a bullet. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It just, I try to set a higher standard for me because just, I failed so many times. And what it was is just, I rushed to failure because I was a passionate dude. It's either all or nothing. So, show me what you got. Show me what you got. You know, like,
Show me what you're working with.
like Rick and Morty. Show me what you got, man. Like, all right, if you want to do this, let's do this. Well, when I was younger, I wanted my underlying fear in life is to be forgotten. I live a life so insignificant that nobody can remember me.
Where'd that come from?
I don't know. That's just how I feel. A lot of people feel like they got the fear of dying alone. Okay.
That's common.
That's common.
But the fear of being forgotten, I don't think is as
I don't
common.
know. It's just like,
There's got to be something.
it's a driving force. It's like heroes get remembered, but legends never die. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be that guy. And, you know, like going through the army when I was 17, they got buildings named after these dudes, and they had a little excerpt of what they did. Bro,
You want an excerpt?
that'd be cool. Have a little building name after me. This is where you take a shit. Fucking, this is Doc Mo's fucking shitters. Like whatever.
But you'd be okay with that.
But I'd be okay with
just
that.
to be memorialized.
Yeah, exactly. And they'd be like, "Who the fuck was Doc Mo?" And they try to Google me, see who the fuck I was. And then they come across these episodes, and I'm like, "What's up, motherfuckers?
Like,
What's up, you
whoa.
broke ass niggas? You don't know what the hell you're thinking about." But that was my underlying thing. And then I was so, I don't know, I had that void of never having a family that I could count on, that I wanted to be that father figure that I never had. So if I found somebody that was maybe on the same sheet of music, I'm going to chase it. But then I got dragged through the fucking mud with their insecurities and their manipulation and their blue pill behavior. I got fucked up because of my loyalty. They used the best things about me against me. That's the most offensive thing ever. Like, really, man? Is this what we're doing? Like, this is the cool thing to do in the streets right now? Like, really? And then you feel stupid. You're like, man, I was such a fucking idiot.
And I'm going to go back to my question. Why would anybody even be together then? Because everybody has their own trauma, right? So you take this one person who's completely broken, and this other person who's completely broken, and then you try to, like, have this life together, raise kids together, and, like, no matter how much you work on yourself and, like, you take care of you first, and then you bring someone else into the relationship, right? Like, that's a healthy way to do it. No matter what, there's going to be some kind of...
There'll be friction, but, everyone has a little definition of love. Love is just making the choice every day. I choose you. Every time I wake up, before I go to sleep, I choose you. Because you're pretty
so
fucking...
Cincy, Doc.
You're my roll dog. Like, you got my back.
Yeah.
I got your back.
I could see that, I guess.
Yeah, you're a little shit sometimes, but it's manageable. Like, I can deal with it. So it's whatevs. I know when you're being snarky because you fucking got a headache, or you're just being snarky because you just want something to eat. Like, do you need to eat? Do I need to burp you? Like, what's wrong?
You need to eat or you need to poop.
You need to poop? Like, do we need to stop somewhere? And you just see it for what it is. And that's what I like about my content, because you see it. Like, I used to get so offended because I was so ego and pride driven that
He wants to know where to send his panties. He needs an address.
you'll get it soon. You'll get in the DMs.
P.O. Box.
He'll get in the DMs. But
He said table fucking 9.
Table 9. But yeah, it's like you see it. Now, I used to get so offended because people would like try to make some character attacks or some remarks about me. And I was like, nah, nigga, you got me fucked up. Like, you got me 50 Shades of fucked up. Like, I am not that. Like, you got 3 things right now, me fucked up. Like,
Can you
so,
put that in a Hallmark card? Which
exactly.
part? No, Angie Valdez asked that. Which part?
It's just like, you got me fucked up. And so you get into it and you're like, nah, nigga, like, we can take this outside. If you want to talk about it, you can tell me about it.
I just feel like...
But now, when I see somebody lash out or say something out of pocket, I'm like, what is it? Is your insecurity? Do you have anxiety right now? Like, why are you
Welcome to the party.
Hey, anxiety. Welcome to the party. All right? You don't need to prove yourself. Nobody's trying to fucking have a swinging dick contest, so just chill out, take a seat, drink your beer. Like, everything's cool.
I just feel like the whole idea of, like, marriage. I shouldn't say committed relationships because that's totally different, but I think the whole idea of, like, marriage is so antiquated.
It is antiquated.
Because it's really a religious idea.
It is. Because there's plenty of people that are in committed relationships, but it's a marriage.
Yeah, like they don't have
But
the
they
government
don't
involved. Basically.
exactly. It's like that's what the government is like. Marriage is so antiquated that it's like, dude, I love you so much. Let's get the government involved. like, I'm willing to bet half my shit that I'll love you forever. So, I don't know. That's not just how I feel. What's our timer at?
I have no idea. I think that's good though. I mean, did you cover everything you wanted to talk about Charlie Trump? Oh. That's why I get bringing you a beer.
I think I covered
That was, like,
everything.
delicate.
We can have a 5-minute viewer fucking review.
There's a 45-second delay.
A 45-second delay.
Yeah, on the live. Like for you to say it, them to hear it.
Why is
And
there a
then type.
45-second delay?
There just is. It's not real time. I brought you a beer.
Well, we'll then wait. We'll wait to the viewers, and then I'll take a leak while that syncs up.
You're gonna leave and take a leak?
Yes, like, look, viewers, I'm taking a 45-second leak. Like, during this time, go ahead and submit your questions.
Type out your questions.
Yeah, we got like 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Oh, for questions. I was like, that's the longest pee ever. Alright, there was the flush. He's coming right back.
Huh?
I said there was a flush. He's coming right back. Alex Michael Warren said lion ass.
Okay.
I don't know what about. Maybe
Okay.
Did you need to pee or? Can you see comments on yours?
Yeah.
Even though it's turned that way?
Yeah.
Alright, I think we're good.
All right, then fuck it. My outgoing statement.
Let's hear it.
Everybody has trauma. A lot of people think that PTSD is combat related. No, it's post-traumatic stress disorder. It is post-traumatic stress disorder. You have stress because of a traumatic event. Cool, man. All that matters is that you can clearly communicate to each other what went on and how you feel. That's all you can really do. Like, because when you offer everybody the truth, your honest opinion, how are you ever going to learn? What if you're wrong? How are you going to ever learn if you never speak up about it? No, you got to have people that listen to you. Now, maybe they may offer their dumbass opinion and you're like, all right, you're wrong. but you have other people that'll be like, okay, well, how about I offer you this? I offer you this perspective. Or I offer you this. You can defeat anybody's trauma is just by delivery of how you attack it. Like, hey, you mentioned this a few times. Is there a reason behind that? Like you did to me. You're like, is there a reason you say that? And I was like,
that was a big one.
And I was like, well, now that you asked. Or the way I do it is like, I just try to be, it's service with a smile. I'm always joking. And that's why I love memes, because it's just a dark humor that like everybody thinks about. It's just the shit you don't talk about at parties, like that deep shit. So there's a way, just how you deliver it. It's just like, do I offer you a piece of my history, maybe to pull that out? Do I address this pattern of behavior? Everybody has the potential to change. Like, talk is cheap, but patterns of behavior, that will never lie. I try not to bring my baggage into new relationships, but those control measures,
How's that even possible?
the control measures are there. They're there when I see the patterns of behavior. And I'm like, all right, nigga, I know what you're doing. I know what you think you're trying to get away with, but I've already seen this before in a previous experiment. Like,
experiment?
Like, my hypothesis was proven. Like, you can't bullshit a bullshitter, man. Like, I wrote the book. You're just reading it. I was born in the dark.
What is that from?
Dark Knight.
Oh.
You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it. Molded by it. But I guess that'll be our outgoing. I try to keep it 30 minutes, but I got on my my rant. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Hobby's mom.
Hi. Yeah. All right. Well, I hope y'all have a fun time tonight.
That's our cue.
That's our cue to leave. Y'all have a good night. And I'll see you on the next episode.